Setting steel pipes deep, the concrete strong, welded up tight so they'll last real long. Horizontal brace and a kicker in place keeps the cattle right where they're
almost lost it.
to graze. It's steel and wire built by my two hands, 6 strands tied, cutting crosses of land, corner to corner.
Not on my property this morning, and I'm working on building the fence. That yellow flag there is where one fence post is going to go, and it's going to go all the way straight down about where I'm standing. You see I've got a brush pile, another one, and another one set up down there. I'm going to come and grab all these with the grapple on my tractor, and I'm going to pile them all up and burn them. But I'm working on getting these limbs here out of the fence line. So I did a little bit of work by building these brush piles, but there was more hanging limbs, so I'm out here this morning and getting the rest of these piled up. And then I got my lawnmower over there. When I build a new fence, I like to have a nice clean area where like freshly mowed. That way the new barbed wire doesn't get hung up. And I'll show you what all this stuff here. If I try to build a fence, this would hang up in the barbed wire and cause it to just give me trouble. So I'm gonna get it all mowed down and cleaned up. I brought my pole saw and cut this one down. You see the spot on the tree where the branch was, way up there. Pole saw came in real handy for that. Okay, let's get to mowing it.
Well, I've been out here since 6 o'clock, but I ain't thinking about the time, believe it or not. This open field's where I'm meant to be, and I don't know why you all ain't out here with me. And I'm sweaty, sweaty, sweaty as a man ought to be, and I don't know why you all ain't out here with me. This kind of heat don't bother me no more, 'cause it's the kind of life a working man's made for, and it's the kind of work that feels right to me. And I don't know why you all ain't out here with me. And I'm sweaty, sweaty, sweaty as a man ought to be, and I don't know why you all ain't out here with me. Got the sun going down and my back feeling tight, and I'm thinking about my good-looking woman when I clean up tonight. This simple life, yeah, it sets me free, and I don't know why you all ain't out here with me. And I'm sweaty, sweaty, sweaty as a man ought to be, and I don't know why you all ain't out here with me.
fence run that I'm doing is 900 feet long. I can get away with doing just a really long run like this with just braces at one end and the other, rather than having a center like connector brace midline. If you go over 1,300 feet in distance, then you need something to tie off in the middle of the run. But this is under that, so I can get away with what I'm doing here. I'm gonna have to do some more cleanup, trimming some trees. I've got a tree up ahead that's kind of sticking out of my fence line. I'll get that knocked out. I just ran over a stump that or a limb that I might have to pick up, and there's another little section over there, but it's a lot better than it was. And then I got that section over there all cleaned out this past weekend. But I put these posts in concrete yesterday, and they're firm. I'm not going to put a lot of tension, and I'm going to put the tension on for this one wire. This is my reference line, which I'll use to mark my post and put my T-post in the ground against it. But I'm putting the tension on it really low to the ground, so there won't be a lot of pull on the post. But then it'll harden up over the next couple of days, and then I can put the rest of the tension. And of course, I'm going to weld an H brace with a kicker and really secure it. But for this initial setup and to get all my lines right, I like running an initial line like this. So you can see that concrete still looks a little damp. In fact, it is quite damp actually. I don't know if I want to put tension on it right now after all. I mean, it is firm. I may need to give this another day. I have an idea though. Yeah, I think I need to wait. But I can still do what I set out to do using the tractor. I'll pull it tight with the tractor, mark my poles, and then I can be ready to drill holes while that sets up. Let me get turned around here. get it. Pretty good. Let's walk down here and get it straight. It's kind of going like this right now. See in there, it's going. Alright, I got all my markers in the ground. I don't have a whole lot of paint, so I just want to put a little bit on the ground in case those markers get knocked down by most likely wild hogs. How we looking? Alright, I got all my post holes dug all the way down the line. Got the pipe set where I want them to be. This is an old pipe from another fence that I disassembled. You see where I did some grinding at the end of the pipe there in the middle, and then this shiny area here on the pipe right there was where concrete was. So I'm just making use of what I've got. The nice thing about this particular pipe, it's already got the pipe cap on it, so I don't have to weld that on. One less step here. Got the holes dug, but you can see down in there I need to take the post hole diggers and clean them out. Every hole all the way down the line is like that, so I'll get started working on that. And I went a little crazy on the concrete. I got 15 bags. I think I have 9 posts to set, and normally you would put concrete in your corner braces over here, probably here where I've got an angle. So I'm going to definitely do concrete. I've already done concrete on this one here, and it's firm in the ground. But I'm going to do concrete there. And then down at the far end where I tie off, that's going to be obviously another concrete spot. But I decided I want the line posts that go down the middle there. I'm going to put those in concrete too. I want this fence to be nice and strong, so the cows, because the cows are going to be the cows are going to be over in this section, and this particular field, this is my hay meadow, and I do not want the cows getting out and getting over there. So a good strong fence here is pretty important, even though it is an interior fence. So probably more than most people would do for an interior fence, but I'm going to do it good. So got all the tools there, got my post hole diggers, got a hoe to move the dirt away from the holes, got a chainsaw because I've got a little bit more work to do. Obviously a level and the handy gloves and 2 buckets of water, and I'm probably going to need more water. So good start though. Let's get going. Get the gloves on. We'll start with the post hole diggers and the hoe. Alright, so the hoe I wanted to use to get this dirt away from the hole, because if I clean it out and then when I come back, most likely the dirt will try to fall in like it's doing now if I don't scrape it. At least get it away there. So this is all real loose soil. It comes out easy since I already dug it out. It's just after you use that post hole auger, especially if it sits for a day or two, like these have, they tend to fill back out. But this isn't hard work. Now if I hadn't dug these out with the tractor, yeah, you bet this would be a lot of work.
comes up and the grind starts biting again. Same old boots and the same dirt under my skin. Heat on my back and the hours keep stacking slow. Ain't no light at the end of this road. Building that fence with the braces welded tight. Feet burning and there ain't no end to the work in sight. Every sunrise feels like a debt I still ain't paid. And this work keeps coming like it's tailor-made. But I won't quit, even when the load gets heavy and thick. I won't quit, even when I swear I'm done with it. This damn work keeps grinding day after day, but I hold the line and I don't break. Yeah, this damn work won't quit. Heat bears down and the hours don't treat me right. Backs give out, but I keep on grinding into the night. Every muscle feels stretched more than it can bend, and this whole damn day just refuses to end. This back-breaking work cuts deep every day, and the push gets harder in its own mean way. Some days it's more hell than it's worth, but I still love this hard kind of work. And I won't quit, even when the load gets heavy and thick. I won't quit, even when I swear I'm done with it. This damn work keeps grinding day after day, but I hold a line and I don't break. Yeah, this damn work won't quit. And I won't quit, even when the load gets heavy. I won't quit, even when I swear I'm done.
Most of the time spent putting these braces up is getting the tools out and then cleaning up at the end. I wouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of the time is spent getting everything out, putting everything up. Alright, so that's the end brace for the fence. As you can see, this ground is really hard, so we're supposed to get some rain next week, and I'm gonna wait to drive all the T-posts between all the line braces until the ground's a little softer, because I'll just kill myself trying to put all these braces in, or T-posts in. But I do have another line that I'm going to run, a short run here, and I can go ahead and get the pipes in the ground for that. So that'll be the next step, is running a fence wire from that corner down there to here to get my run, and then I'll mark out where I want my post to go. There's going to be a 16-foot gate right here. So here sits a pile of T-posts that I've collected off the property over the years, pulled out of the ground in places where fences were built previously that I didn't need them. So these are 6.5 and 6 foot tall posts, and I'm going to try to repurpose them for this new fence line that I'm building. bent. This is not really salvageable. So this will go back. I'll use it for something else. Put that up here. So this one here, the end is bent, so we can get it back. That'll work for me. Well, it's the next day and I'm setting out these posts all the way down the line, putting 9 posts in each section. These are 6.5 foot long posts. The rest of all the way down there is 6 foot. But I'll drive these in just a little bit further to make them look even. But I almost lost it. Sparks from the welder, I guess. Woo! Just gonna give this another once over with the sprayer. Sure, I'm glad I had this on me. I like to lost this. I had earplugs in because the sound of that welder is so loud, and I still heard some like a crackling noise through the earplugs, and I looked up and it was about this size. And you probably saw me on camera look up and grab this and went to go try to stomp it out and spray it out. It's a pretty close call. If I didn't hear it when I heard it, this whole field would have been lit up, and then those juniper / cedar trees over there, they would have lit up like a bonfire, because those suckers burn quick and hot. Just trying to make sure there's no residual embers. When those storms come through tonight, they may kick up a lot of wind. Make sure there's nothing that can reignite over here. We got some much welcome rain last night, and it softened up the ground enough that I'm hoping that the driving of the T-post will go a little easier today. Last night I mounted the gate, and it looks good on that end. That's kind of what I was going off of. But down here on this end, it's a little bit high, if you can tell. I might bring some dirt and kind of fill in, which would help anyways. So when I drive through here, it won't be as muddy. So I might do that, just take the bucket of my tractor and bring some dirt over here. But that's the way it looks, and I got a chain welded on here, and so that's how the gate looks. I thought about maybe adjusting it and bringing it down a little bit, but I really want this gate to be able to swing in all directions without getting hung up on anything, so I'll probably just leave this as it is. It's close enough, and anyways, an animal like a cow couldn't get under there as it stands now, so we'll leave it like that. But I'm out here today. I'm going to run this line of T-posts and then start working on this line. But first I've got to stretch the wire out and get it tight, so I'll get that done first.
I'm a-making a point to get myself on down to the ocean. I got a heart that wandered miles with a restless notion. I felt the wind pulling me along like a gentle motion. Left my worries behind, left my mind, and I'm long gone. And I'm a-leaving, gonna be leaving, man. Gonna be walking on, gonna be alone. Gonna be a lone man. Well, I'm a man who carries weight and fights old habits, looking hard to hold it down with all that's happened. Ain't no way to settle life when time keeps clapping. Never kept my baby, no, she sailed away and she's gone. and I'm a leaving man. Gonna be walking on, gonna be alone, gonna be a lone man. Now I'm heading down a road that never asked for reasons, trying to find a little light in all these changing seasons. Every mile behind me feels like one more turn to freedom. Got my boots on the ground, but my soul's still out there roaming. Yeah, I'm a leaving man. Gonna be walking on, gonna be alone, gonna be alone man. Sometimes I wonder if the road remembers where I've been. Yes, I've watched 1,000 suns fade out and fade back in. And the farther that I wander, the quieter it gets within. And I find my truth just drifting in the wind. Yeah, I'm a leaving man. Gonna be walking on, gonna be alone, gonna be alone man. Yeah, I'm a leaving man. Gonna be walking on, gonna be alone, gonna be alone man.
Alright, the first fence line here is pulled tight. Still got quite a few clips to put on, but I've got it where it's clipped on throughout the fence to keep it all upright and keep it nice and straight. Alright, I got all the fence clips on the fence all the way across, all the way down the line. So the last thing I have to do is weld on the weldable fence clips. And so they're little clips that weld here on every wire, on every steel line post. And then I'll weld on the pipe caps. My duct tape that I put on there is holding well. I did that because we got 2 rains since I started building this fence, and that helped keep the rain from going down inside the pipe. Just maybe help try to prevent it from rusting out. But fence turned out nice and straight. So one more step to go, but it rained a whole lot yesterday and the ground is still muddy, and I don't want to compact the soil here too much with the tractor and carrying that big welding trailer. So I'm just on the 4-wheeler today, just wrapping up these fence clips, but I got them all installed, and good fence all the way down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and weld up the pipe caps and the weldable clips before I put cows, and the cows are going to go on this other side over here. But go ahead and get it finished probably later this week, and that'll be it.
Setting steel pipes deep and concrete strong, welded up tight so they'll last real long. Horizontal brace and a kicker in place keeps the cattle right where they're meant to graze. It's steel and wire built by my 2 hands, 6 strands tied, cutting crosses of land. Corner to corner, it's straight, strong and tall. This fence will stand long after I'm gone. Steel line posts every 100 feet set down. T-posts every 10, keep it straight above the ground. 4 points mean and it'll make you bleed. 2 point'll make all the fence that I need. It's it's steel and wire. Built by
Alright, so there's the completed fence line. Got it nice and straight. I just came out here and put that post out so I could keep the gate hung open when I bring the cows over here. And I just finished welding the last of my line clips on this line here. So it's turned out really good. I'm happy with having this cross fence to be able to put some cows back out here. Thanks for watching.